and dumpling.
Okay.
This is inside shrimp and the vegetable.
Okay. Dim sum. Think of it like a Chinese dumpling brunch that inundate your table with a plethora of options to choose from. Pick your pleasure. How can anyone not be a fan of this? Everyone loves brunch.
Give us a shrimp for egg.
It's very delicious. Thank you very much.
No problem.
And if you don't love little mystery dumplings filled with chicken, pork, fish, shrimp, then I'm not sure where that leaves you and I. But I digress. Today I'm at the Mandarin House on Olive here in St. Louis. And a steady stream of people coming in on a Sunday morning makes it clear just how popular dim sum is. This is so authentic, right?
Exactly.
This is Francis Yu, editor of the St. Louis Chinese American News, a bilingual newspaper that reaches about 85% of Chinese American households in St. Louis. Lucky for me, Francis liked dim sum too. So dim sum is considered breakfast and lunch?
We call brunch.
Okay, and you know where everything is here?
Every food I can name in Chinese.
Of course, I want a little of everything. Without question, some of my favorite foods are Chinese, and it comes from places just like this.
And dim sum is a Hong Kong style, from Hong Kong. You know, not from China, it's from Hong Kong. People living in a high-rise condo, they don't have a room to host friend. If no friend, we take newspaper with us.
Yeah.
So we read the newspaper, and eat a dim sum, have a tea for whole morning. That's how you enjoy weekend.
They have a great map. You can look at your food and then recognize it on the picture here, and it'll say what it is. This is incredible food. The real foundation of dim sum is the dumpling. So if dim sum is a Hong Kong thing, what about dumplings themselves? Why are dumplings such a figure in Chinese cuisine? Is there any deeper meaning behind it all? As my thoughts become muddled by the burst of carbs in my bloodstream, I begin my mission to find out more. As a chef, I need to stay curious in order to evolve. For me, that means looking beyond a good meal to learn more about who made it and what inspires them to cook.
La comida es amor.
Every great city has great food. I'm going on a journey around the world, right here in St. Louis. I'm on a quest to find passionate chefs who cooks from the heart.
It's exciting. And I think it's the best.
To prove that food is love. And it's gonna be delicious. Food is love. Love your food. St. Louis has garnered a reputation as being a great place for startups to get off the ground. Google a few keywords and you'll find plenty of examples that I'm talking about. But it's not all tech. Likewise, food-related entrepreneurs are finding traction here too. How are you?
Lasse, how are you?
Hi.
Give you a hug. Yeah.
Good seeing you.
Yeah, so nice to see you again.
But once you get to know Angela Zeng, it doesn't take long to realize that she's motivated by something much more noble than profits. As a Chinese-American immigrant to St. Louis, I'm hoping maybe Angela can help me fill out some gaps on my quest. But first, I'm curious to see more what she's doing here. She isn't the next Twitter. She doesn't have a restaurant, but she's a chef just the same. She may not be plating dishes for the table, but she is nourishing people with her food.
That's exactly right. The way we should manufacture food or drinks should be like what you guys do.
Yeah.
Cook with the real food ingredient, not chemicals.
As the founder of Karuna, an all-organic prebiotic smoothie drink, Angela found a way to tie her lifelong passion with Eastern holistic medicine to her deep understanding of biology.
I pick the ingredient that come from the best natural resource because again, they capture the energy, the chi from the environment, and you capture the energy from them.
And her passion for what she does started when she was only a child.
Since I was little, I would say really 5 years old, around that age, when other girls start to fall in love with dolls, my passion was really in traditional Chinese medicine, especially the herbal stuff. It was just fascinating to me. When my mom took me to get a prescription filled, they have beautiful old-fashioned, those Chinese medicine cabins, tiny little drawers. Each drawers has different dry herbs and has a nice label, of course, in the Chinese character.
Okay.
And then based on what the doctor wants you to do, they pull out different drawers and put the things, weight them in an old-fashioned scale, and put them in a paper bag and hand it to you. So to me, that was fascinating. That's why I started to play with it and self-learned lots of herbal stuff, adventure a little bit into acupuncture. And then when I went to college, I chose biochemistry. So lots of people think, the Western medicine and Far East holistic medicine don't get along with each other. But fortunately, I have knowledge in both that I acquired over years. They don't actually conflict with each other. The traditional Eastern medicine believes that our body basically has a vital energy source. It's qi. We call it qi. And how do we get qi? We get qi from the surroundings, from Mother Nature. So basically from the food we consume, from the air we breathe in, from the sunlight we bathe in, and then from our contact with other animal species, with the plants, with each other. So welcome to Karuna factory. It's actually really a big lab. I call it a big lab because the real food factory are so big.
Literally a well-oiled machine. A shiny stainless steel production line cranks along, filling bottles and labeling them for store shelves. The scene could be any major